Good evening and welcome back to the Metro Detroit Poker Series. I am your host, Terry Prince. With me today, another MDPS champion, part of a husband and wife team, Mark Wiles.
Ooh, hello. Thanks for having me, Terry.
Thanks for coming, Mark. My voice is a little off today because I'm getting over a cold, and for when can you ever say this, I just watched the Lions win another game. Today's computer tournament brought to you by Hell Computers.
Ha.
Our final table seating today. In our seat number 1 position, John Peterson. Seat number 2, we have regular at these videos, Corey McCumsey. Seat number 3, Jeff Humes. Seat number 4, another regular in these videos, Jim Warda. Seat number 5, Mike Traskell. Seat number 6, didn't get his picture taken, Dave Ryan, also known as Smokey. Seat number 7, Bob Williamson.
Another regular.
Yep. Seat number 8, Julius Humes.
Father-son.
Yep, father-son combo. Seat number 9, Joe King. He's not joking.
Joking.
And in seat number 10, Jim Angus.
Knocked me out a few times.
There's our chip counts to start the final table. Julius out in the lead. Bob has lots of work to do. And a few players up in the top 3 yet really close. Corey's not too far behind in 4th with 40,000, so going to have some good play here at the top. Not a lot of, even the top 7 only separated by 15,000 chips.
Lines 0.5, 1.5. Yeah, they've got some ability to play for a little bit.
Yep, definitely got some playability here with 1,500 big blind. This is our first hand of the final table. Jim Ward is going to start the action. Looking down at 5-3 off.
Guess what he's going to do, UTG?
Pretty sure that's going in the muck. There it goes. Fold all the way around to
Cut off out too.
To John Corey in the small blind with pocket 8s. He's got the snowman.
Probably raisable hand with this 2 left.
And Corey does indeed raise 3x to 4,500.
Hard to not defend this early on. It's a chip leader, right?
6-2 offsuit.
But that would be a hand you'd consider to not defend.
It's only a 3,000 chip call, but he does not make the call. And Corey's going to take this down with his pocket 8s. We're underway here at the final table.
You did tell us. You did tell us.
And number 3, we're still at 500 and 1,500. Smokey looks down at 6-8 of spades.
Bringing home so much cash, I'm going to help you.
Dave finally folds.
Quickly out.
Oh,
There's a playable hand.
yep. Jim Angus wakes up with ace-queen of spades.
I got that.
This hand I've lost more poker money than the other.
I guess they call that the parking lot hand. The hand that's going to send you to the parking lot.
Checks out.
Jeff goes all in with pocket 10s.
Pretty standard at this stage, right?
It's going to go back around to Jim.
Assume he's going to make the call.
As he does, and Jeff's got him covered, so Jim's actually at risk.
Jim's at risk.
I'm here
Ace
just
queen.
telling people what
Well,
they
let's see if the hand name holds true.
Here we definitely have a coin flip.
Ooh.
Oh, ace on the river, and Jim doubles up. Jeff takes a serious hit to his chip stack there.
You have a lot of opinions. I don't know if there's a right opinion, but I have a lot of
And
opinions.
number 6.
And still at 5 and 15.
You might not like
Joe
my
looks down at
opinions.
King of Hearts. Under the gun, I'm pretty sure that's going in the muck.
No,
I'm a little bit better 5-handed than 10, huh?
For sure. John calls with ace 10 offsuit. Jeff calls with Jack 7 offsuit.
Chip leader play, perhaps?
I don't think he's the chip leader anymore, but Smokey raises with unsuited connectors. Julius calls Ace 7. Everybody else calls. We're going 4 ways to a flop. Lots of marginal hands here.
Should be some action, I assume.
3 Jack 4. Jeff catches top pair. Nobody else catches anything.
About a pot size bet.
Yep,
or
checked
so.
it to Jeff. He bets 10K. I think that's going to take it down.
Yeah, I can't see anybody making a hero call there.
And it does. Jeff gets 24,000 chip pot out of that one. Build the stack back up a little bit.
Nice play. Muck time.
John makes the call with King 10. Spades. Way around.
What easy folds.
Yeah. Joe checks his big blind, so he's got big blind. And
obviously, if you win and you're the one,
6, 9, 7 rainbow flop.
I think first bet probably takes this down.
John bets 1,500 after Joe checked.
There you go. You are the best.
Same bet if I've ever seen one. Neither one of them hit this.
I had him on the rope.
No, it's this Michigan guy.
He doesn't believe him, but he also knows it doesn't have a lot of outs.
Yep. So he does finally give it up.
I come and go.
Best hand one.
He was here in the first year.
Why does your brother play anymore? Where's your brother? Does he have a beard?
Hand number 8. We still haven't made a full orbit yet.
Oh, keep him, please keep him.
Come on.
But this table is definitely showing some action already.
I
I
didn't
was
think it
gonna
was.
say,
I
quite
really
a
didn't
few
think it
hands
was.
already.
Marginal at 10-handed even. Jeff looks down at Jack King off, raises to 4,000, and Mike looks down at Jack King suited.
Is that where you get it from? First time I met you, just hated me, angry eyes every time.
King on the flop would make this hand very interesting.
Ooh, Mike makes the call.
Ain't that bad. She's awful.
Quick fold queen jack there.
Her. Oh.
He loves me.
Yeah, that was dominating.
Call your brother.
He loves
Tough spot here with
That's just right.
some money in the middle with a hand that you could probably get away from if the flop doesn't come.
One
Look
gap
at that.
connector, Julius calls from the button. And Joe's
Look
got the
at
same
this.
one gap connector in the small blind. So he makes the call.
Ooh.
Jim looks down at Ace
I
King
think
suited.
I think this might go up.
Yeah, I think he's got a shove here. Wow. And like kings are really like dead.
And there's only one jack left as well. And then with 2 outs already taken from the 10-8 hands.
Yeah, so if the case king came off, this would be very interesting. But I don't think it's going to get that far. Jim's got to bet this.
Yeah, I know you don't like having 4 people, but you also don't want to go 5 to a flop with ace-king suited.
He just makes the
Surprises
call.
us both.
Wow.
Huh. Yeah, you probably just did not like having that many people in the hand.
2, 4, 6 rainbow. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
I think first bet might take this down too.
Got to figure that flop caught nobody though. You see, Joe bets out first 4K. He's actually got a 0% chance to win the pot outright.
Yeah, look at that.
He took a pot shot at it, figuring he's in the small blind. This was definitely a small blind flop hand, So it smashes his range, even though he doesn't have any of it.
Yeah. And really, the only person I'd have connected with like a small pair would have been Jim.
Gets all the way to Jim, and he makes the call. Everybody else gets out of the way. So Jim now has a flush draw.
You got a bump right there.
Checks down. There's the case
Wow.
You got that thing.
If that had came out first, this pot would have been very different.
king. And Joe bets into it.
Well, There's no way he's getting out of this.
No, Joe's gonna face the music here and see that he didn't have anything the whole way.
Yeah, really not much of a chance for him to raise there because a low set was definitely in the range of the small blind there.
But wow, if that king would have came on the flop instead of the river, holy smokes, we would have had a hand.
You might have been down to 6-handed already.
Jeff looks down at ace 10 of clubs. Raises to 6,500. Ace Jack looks over.
He's thinking.
He has to eyeball Jeff's stack, see how much he's playing. Jeff has Mike well covered.
It might make him decide not to play this hand, or he might just make the stand here.
He does. He shoves all in.
Yep. Really only two choices there.
Yeah, 13,000 all in. So, ooh,
not good.
Ace Queen for Bob.
And then is he short stacked here?
Yeah, he's very short.
He
started in last place final table, so
he's probably gonna get this in.
And he doesn't know it, but he's got the best hand.
I just think with Bob knowing he's getting 3-1 on this, he's probably got to take the chance. Shows what I know.
Folds. That's a very disciplined fold, but he did have the best hand.
I'm sure he was second guessing that even as he did it.
Pocket sevens folded too.
Wow. With two people already in, they probably just want to get to the next place, right?
Jeff does call the 6,500 all-in raise for Mike, so we're going to see a flop, and Mike flips over his cards, and Jeff's going to flip over his cards. Mike says he's in good shape, and there is a queen.
Quick flop, two. No, one.
Wow. Bob would have hit the top. He's kicking himself now. He could have tripled on. Jeff takes this down to his turn, hits the turn card. He's on the 10. Mike Traskell's our 10th place finisher. Wow.
Very surprised by that.
I am, but I'm not. I get it because you got to figure that it's probably ace queen again, the parking lot hand.
Yeah.
Not a great hand, and it could have easily been up against the pocket pair or ace king. So it's a very disciplined fold, but we got the luxury of seeing all the cards and know that he would have had to win.
Just speaking from chip stacks and
right, lived to see another hand.
Yep.
So here we are now. King Jack from Jeff raised to 5,000. John repops it with ace queen offsuit.
Been a lot of those already.
Oh,
Jeff calls. John's, king, queen. They both spike a pair. This could get interesting fast.
He's probably a bet in the call here.
John shoves all in. Jeff's got top pair with third kicker. What's he gonna do? Trying to get a read, he shows his cards.
Yeah, I wondered.
A little more action to come. This is actually allowed.
Next hand, blinds are up 1, 2, and 2. Next hand, 1, 2, and 2.
It's a tough spot here. I think you probably think you're ahead, but how much was the all-in raise?
We don't have a chip count, but it's definitely enough to put it net in Jeff's stack.
Yeah, so he's definitely got something to think about.
He's got some
He's already all in.
medium-sized stack of yellows and pink, and a couple of stacks of pinks there, I think. So it's definitely a dent.
He's probably worried about the hand John almost says ace king, and
Yeah, I mean, because John repopped it, so he knows he got 3-bet.
Yeah, he's an
lives to see another pop.
Yeah, Jeff does fold the best hand.
Well, being out of position help there. He all in into Jeff, correct?
Yeah, John all in on,
Yeah.
from first position. Yeah, first to act.
It's one way to play when you're quote out of position, right? Stay aggressive.
So here we are. We finally made a full orbit, and Jim looks down at American Airlines. Blinds are up. We're at 1,000, 2,000 with 2,000 big blind ante.
See how aggressive he gets here.
Makes a 3x raise to 6,000.
Bunch of foldable hands. He probably wants at least one call here.
He just got one. Jim had ace 10 offsuit and makes the call.
Well, in case ace comes on this flop,
Look out.
Jim is going to give some chips over to Jim.
Corey's not going to defend the small blind at Jack 6.
I can't imagine.
You'll end up with him anyway, don't worry.
Jeff's got Doyle. 10
I
deuce. He
think not the
folds that
place
too.
for Doyle.
Queen 8, 3, 2
This
clubs.
should take it down.
Jim W bets out 12K, and that is going to do it.
Yep.
Jim Angus mucks him.
Well, if he had the parking lot hand, he probably would have.
He'd be in the parking lot.
Yep.
Yep. He'd be headed for it, for sure. All right, hand number 12.
Dave Ryan, you are not.
Smokey first act with Queen 5. Throws it away. Bob 10-9 on the muck as well. All the way around to Jim with Queen 7 of clubs. Folds that. John folds. Corey's got ace deuce of clubs.
Cut off
No, he was the button.
button.
Yep. Makes the call. Jeff calls from the small blind.
Ooh. I have to assume there's going to be some more chips coming in right here.
Fly right through it.
Huh. Shows a winner.
Corey picks that one up.
They bet flop and then check, turn, river.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, Corey checked the river, and then Jeff bet into him. Corey made the call.
Yeah, that'd be great. How much was it?
Picks up an extra 4,000 for that check.
So I only have 50.
Takes a stand.
Finally wakes up with a playable hand from a very short stack with King 10. John looking down at pocket 7s. Folds them.
Doesn't want to give Bob any more chips.
Thanks for ruining it. If we're still in there, I was going to call.
Yeah, you know what?
All the way around to Dave, who's got ace 9 of clubs.
Gets a discount, right?
There's in the big blind.
We haven't even gone away to college.
Bob doesn't have a lot of chips. It's not a huge bet from under the gun.
Oh, poor Drewby. Julian, I
I
gotta
assume he's
say
going to
this.
make this
Can I
call
buy
and
it?
hope that Bob has a
Went
hand
all
like he
in,
has
and
a
I
king
didn't even
queen.
give him. He was top.
He's thinking about it long and hard here.
No.
I love being the dealer. Shut up, Julian. I don't touch any of the chips, but I am a good dealer.
I already protested.
And more thinking and more thinking.
I don't want to touch any chips. That's all.
There he goes. He finally puts the
Every
chips in.
casino would hire me.
2 live cards.
Yep, finds out it's a race. Bob's a little behind. Now Bob's a lot more behind. Jack 4 deuce flop. Oh, there's a king for Bob.
Flush draw.
Bob does win this with a pair of kings and doubles up through Dave.
Always a sweat, though.
Yeah, Smokey had some outs there on the river, but these did not come in.
Well, Bob's showing his patience paid off.
Look how good he played.
Bob and I did the TOC a couple of years ago. We both made we finished 1 and 2.
Really?
Now Julius will be first to act. Looks down at 6-3
I
offsuit.
don't, never.
Pretty sure that'll be first in the mark.
I never watched video. The only video I didn't
Here
watch
comes
you
the
was
muck train.
watching when you told everybody
I'm in the big one.
Julie player hands blind and win.
You're only one
Pretty
top.
sure it was
Joe's got 10-7.
I'll never let that
Fire looks at him and throws him away.
go. Julie can play her hand blind to win.
Jim makes the call with ace-6 offsuit. Just limps in from early position. Jeff raises 5,000 to 7 with a queen-jack offsuit.
And I told him his name's Jim.
Bob's got a dollar partner.
He doesn't care, but in our book, he's always been
I think we'll get heads up to the
just
flop.
like him.
Jim Angus makes the call. So Horn goes to the flop. 19,000 chips in the pot.
Not a bad
7,
pot size.
5, deuce.
Who's firing first?
Nobody caught any of that. Jim Angus makes it checks and Jeff goes all in.
Okay. I'm gonna have
We're gonna double leg.
yeah, for sure.
Is there a hero call forthcoming?
I know I can't.
I don't see it.
I'm gonna guess no. He wants to,
Yeah.
but I don't know if he thinks he could be ahead here, or if he just wishes he was ahead.
Yeah,
here. But
well, he
that's
is
a good,
ahead, but he finally throws him away. And
That's a good bet there. I mean, that's probably
no, it's definitely a good fold.
in a range of
Yeah.
somebody that raised pre-flop. And yeah, you can't call it at least 6.
Yeah, I mean, you got kicker problems if nothing else.
Yes.
Joe looks down at ace deuce of hearts, looking for the wheel.
Nut flush draw makes the call early.
Pocket fives for Jim
Oh,
Angus.
I know somebody likes that hand.
Ace 7 for John makes the call.
Another nut flush draw.
A lot of aces. Aces are cheap right now. Jim Ward looks down at ace queen. Goes all in over the top.
That should get at least one of those to fold. Ooh, Julius with a
King 10.
table hand in
clubs
some
there.
places, but
He does make the fold, which is a good fold.
ace 2 drops.
Pocket fives make the call. No, pocket fives drops. Everybody drops.
Took it down.
Jim takes it down with his pre-flop aggression.
Ben
Just so
probably
happened to have-
statistically they have the best hand.
Right. He so happen to have mostly the best hand. Pocket fives are technically best, but
A little flip by what, 3 or 4%.
yep. Jeff looks down at ace 4, throws it away.
Yeah, Ashley said I'm out. I'll be there soon. She said, what time do the kids in for the
Way around to Julius with ace 6 of spades. Makes the limp call.
Nobody is for the
John calls from the small blind.
Big blind along for the ride.
Corey checks his option. 2
Oh.
or 3, 4,
And
5
wakes
rainbow. Holy smokes. Corey flopped the wheel.
Julius with the bigger straight draw.
Yep, Julius needs a deuce or a 7, so he's got an open ender.
Really easy to come along on this flop.
Another 5, not going to help Julius.
Small enough bet, he probably can still, he's probably still priced in
Right,
his call.
Corey's just letting him come along.
And doesn't
8's close, but no cigar.
should take it down.
Corey with a little bit bigger of a bet now, 6,000 chips.
And shows the flop.
Shows that he flopped the joint. Had the nuts on the flop, but definitely did not have it on the end.
And number 20.
Alright, Jim looks down at ace 10, makes the call from under the gun.
Put some pressure on some of the marginal hands.
Smokey's got the dog hand, K9. Suited.
Hooks up. Here's the next level.
Yep, checks the monitor, see what the situation is with the blinds and such.
Don't stop
doesn't
it.
hate this
You're
hand.
baiting him right into it.
He hasn't had much good hands to work with.
I like his attire.
No
Go
one
blue.
would believe I'm coaching anyone.
Makes the call. Bob folds
No emails are
A7.
going out about that.
Couple folds along the way to the blind station.
John calls with 5-4 of hearts in the small blind.
Easy
No,
hand,
he's the button.
easy hand to get away from if you don't get a flop.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody's going to
Along
suspect
with
that.
King, queen, and ooh.
Jack 3. Corey flops trips from the small blind and checks him. He's setting the trap.
That is a small blind special if there ever was one. Unfortunately, no one else caught or had
Well,
anything of
and
substance.
Dave goes all in for 39,000.
Ooh.
He's got air. And he just walked right into Corey's trap.
This is unfortunate.
John insta-folded, and Corey's getting a count. You know Corey's not going anywhere. He's got this locked
There's
up.
2 players behind him, right? So he can
Yeah, but I
not
mean, he's...
insta call. And
Right,
maybe
right.
get
He
someone
can play it
else
a little
to-
bit because he's pretty much got, you know, he knows he's in great shape.
Yeah, the only thing you'd be worried about is if you happen to have the last jack with a
Better
better
kicker.
kicker. That's unlikely at this spot, and if it happened, it's a cooler, right?
Yeah, there ain't nothing you can do about that. And you can see by us seeing the cards that all 3 players remaining are basically drawing to runners.
Yeah.
And Dave's runner is slightly better than Jim's or Jeff's. Jeff and Jim have straight draws. Dave has a flush draw. So it's a little bit easier to get there with a flush.
It's got backdoor straight and backdoor flush, which
Yeah.
gives him that extra whopping 4%. But yeah, just a tough spot here. I think he probably liked this board, thinking not very many hands connect here.
Yes, man.
Well, Corey checked from under the gun. I mean, first to act
Yeah.
in the small blind.
Very good play.
Which exactly what you're going to do. I mean, you don't want to scare off your customers when you know you've got the best hand at this point. And like you said, if somebody's got ace jack or something like that, well, that's just a cooler.
And with the action pre-flop, probably unlikely.
Hey, Terry, I call clock. All right, I'm going to take the entire time now.
So we just heard Jeff call clock on Corey, and Corey says, "I'm going to take the whole time now." So here we are, Jeff. Or Corey's trying
They
to
probably would
determine
have called sooner.
what Jeff wants to do. So, but that brings up a very interesting thing.
And what's that?
Watch this here video clip where, from the last year's mixed game tournament, and you'll see what I mean.
He did raise to 19,000.
Gotta believe he has the best hand.
That's a hefty raise. You seriously have to think Jeff's not going to call that.
Making it real tough on him, I'll tell you that. More than 4 times raise.
Yeah, hard to do that with just an open ender. With the 2 hearts out there too, he knows if the heart comes, he's toast. Oh, he's really thinking about it.
And thinking. And thinking.
And nobody's called clock yet.
Well,
He makes,
he moved all in.
yep, for 19.5. And
So in that hand, Jeff took over 2 minutes to decide before he did his action. And to be fair, Corey's been at it for about a minute and a half now before Jeff called the clock.
Can't imagine he's going to fold here.
Well, no, he ain't gonna fold. But he's just Hollywooding it. He does make the call.
I think there's
Coming
going
over
to
the
be 2
top.
quick mucks here. I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah, they muck fast.
Yeah, so yeah.
So here we go.
He's going to see the bad news. Ooh, he picked
He
up
picked up
something,
a
but
pair, but it's no good.
had he checked, he would have got it all in on the turn.
Yeah. So Dave Ryan Smokey is our 9th place finisher. Cash is for $90. Down to 8-handed now. We're still at 1,000, 2,000 blinds. Bob's managed to move himself up the ladder again from the short stack.
Yep. Playable hand for John here. Corey, a little
Fucking, I'm
connector.
calling your brother or mom. Just tell you.
Just picked up some playing chips.
No, I'm walking out with
Corey calls with Jack 10. Jeff calls with Queen 4. And Jim checks his option on the big blind. Here we go. 5, 9, 10. Rainbow. Corey picks up top pair.
Corey's running good right now.
Checks over to him on the button. Bets out 6,000 into a 10,000 pot. That might take it down.
I get one call. John did pick up a pair. And he does make the call.
Deuce of spades is a blank.
That might be all she wrote.
It is. Corey takes this down. 22,000 chip pot. Building up his stack now. Maybe very well be the chip leader here at the final table.
He's got an army of pink chips that might almost be the chip leader.
Julius, Jack 10 offsuit. Under the gun. Limps in with it. And Joe 10,000 all in with King Jack offsuit. And John wakes up with Ace King and goes over the top all in for 39,000. Here we go.
Julius looks like he's got enough chips he can make this fold pretty easy.
Yeah, he's like, I got caught. I'm getting out of the way. Well, look at this. Pocket jacks for Jim W now.
Oh.
So
We could have, yeah, we're probably going to have 3.
he either folds this or shoves over top. He does shove.
Everybody's already all in, correct?
Julius definitely getting out of the way now. So here we
And
are.
there's no jacks left.
3 ways. And
So
Jim in a hurt if somebody hits on this
if
one.
you hit the card, you're going to take him out.
It's 5, 8, deuce, 2 spades.
Oh,
Ace of spades. There,
yeah,
John
that was-
catches the ace. But the spade draw is there still for Joe.
Doesn't get
No,
it.
queen of diamonds on the end, and John picks up 95,000 chips.
Wow.
39.5.
Looks like nobody was eliminated. John was actually in the short end of that stack.
Was there? So there would have been a side pot too, then, right?
Nope, I take that back.
Oh,
Joe was eliminated. I'm sorry. 8th place. He got the high hand jackpot as well, so caught $212 for his efforts.
nothing wrong with that.
7-handed now here at the final table. As Jim looks down at Queen Deuce, throws it away.
Good position. That's out.
Corey's another wheel draw, Ace 3.
Worked last time. Why not?
Raises to 5,000. Jeff quickly calls King Jack offsuit, and Jim looks down at Ace King again. Well, another Ace King. He didn't have it last time he had the Jacks, but he goes all in for 7,500. So I don't think that's going to scare many people off. He took a big hit on that last hand with the Jacks, so he's short stack now.
Julius in a tough spot because he's got people behind him that can make a raise, correct?
Yep, because that is
half
enough.
of it,
That
yeah.
is enough to open the betting. Yeah, because Corey made it 5,000, which was a 3,000 raise, so he raised it 2,500 more. So that was more than enough to reopen the betting.
Yeah,
Julius does make the call.
You don't mind that hand 4-1, but you don't love it if you have to put all your chips in because someone raises you back.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ways to make a good hand. But yeah, definitely doesn't want to be pot.
It's open back up.
I'm going to assume we're going to go for the flop.
Corey and Jeffrey to decide what to do. Corey's looking around, trying to figure out what Jeff might do, because obviously Jim's all in, so Corey got to figure out what Jeff could do to his chip stack if he were to wait, call, get popped, or anything like that.
They may have asked to see if it was still a raisable hand as well, right?
Yeah.
That's one of those ones where it's kind of...
got to count it out to make sure that there was at least half a bet. So, yep, they do both make the call. Jack 10-10, 2 diamonds. Jeff picks up a pair of jacks.
Could be dangerous for Julius. He
Julius.
probably thinks he's good, and he
Yeah.
is good most of the time here. but
Also picked
unfortunately-
up jacks, but they're sucking hind behind his dad's better kicker.
Well, going to be a family affair here. Can he get away from this hand?
Well,
Jeff's all in, or was Jim all in behind him?
Jim was all in first. Corey checked and Jeff shoved.
And then Julius got out of the way.
Yep. So,
Wisely.
Yep. Julius was
Very
lucky
good
enough
fold.
to get out of there.
Ooh, he would have picked up a straight draw and not had it anyway. Yeah, very good fold there. Probably thinking overpair or the exact hand that you had. King Jack.
Jeff takes out Jim Warda in 7th place. Here's our updated chip counts now. As you can see, Corey way out in the lead at 122K. Julius has his work cut out for him, 16,000. Bob laddered up again, but still down in the lower echelon there. Corey and John definitely
His last three, probably hoping to pick up a shovable hand and
18 and over.
get one call and hit it, right?
Poker after dark.
here we go. 6-handed action. Down to the blinds, everybody else folded. Jim Angus looks down at Ace-6 offsuit from the small blind.
They're looking at min raise at least, right?
Blinds did go up. We just came back from break. All the pinks are gone now. We chipped up to 500 chips. So. Blinds are 1-3. Jim shoves. John looks at Ace-King.
Insta call.
Yep.
With Big Slick and Jim is at risk, correct?
Yeah, and in a world of hurt. Jim needs a 6 or some straight cards.
Oh, that probably should do
Caught none of it. So
it. Ugh.
John made a full house on him. Jim Angus out 6th, 145 bucks. And just like that, we're 5-handed. And 3-3, 7,000 in the pot to start. Folds around.
Back to the blinds.
Jim's standing there right in front of our camera. John, yep.
It's
John
the
and
pot
Corey
up.
battle of the blinds.
Corey made a raise, John called there.
Neither one of them get anything.
Corey
Corey
a
bets
C-bet
out.
range and wins it. Yep.
Yep. Corey wins with the C-bet.
Good poker. Bob looks down at shovable.
Yep, I think all those chips are going in right here.
Takes a peer at the camera.
As he stacks
Good
them
luck.
in and stacks them up and sends them in. 33,000 into the middle.
That'll be a fold.
Julius
That'll probably
fold.
be a call.
Ace-4 offsuit.
5-handed heads up.
He's got Jeff to act behind him.
Oh, I didn't see that. Thank you.
Small blind for Corey. Ace-4 offsuit. Jim's still standing in our camera range.
I'll blame that on why I didn't see those cards.
Yeah, there you go. At least he's got more hair on the top of his head than I do. Anytime I stand in the camera, it looks like it reflects right back and you can't see
The
nothing.
camera shuts down. Corey make the call? I can't tell. I think
Not yet. He's counting out his
gotta go
chips
past that line.
because he's got Jeff to act behind him. So he's still trying to consider that.
That's a tougher spot. With I did not see the player behind him. But yeah, Ace-4 easily could get repopped by Jeff if he woke up with a hand.
Which he did.
did. Look at
Pocket
that.
fives.
So great fold by Corey. And we've got a standard flip.
Oh, Bob flops an open ender. And gets there on the river. Makes Broadway. Corey would have picked up a pair of aces that would have been no good. So he still made a good fold. Bob back in the game now.
Man.
70,000 in chips.
He's had a very, very good final table.
Yep. He's dead last going into the final table, and now he's like third in chips.
And now he looks down at Jeff's to call a dominating position.
Yep, Jeff goes all in with third.
Ooh.
Bob shoves over the top with ace jack.
Julius folds pocket threes. Didn't want to take a stand there. Try to level up here. And here we go.
John also folded a very playable hand, five-handed, but knowing that a shove and a reshove, definitely not going to stay in the pot. Here we are. Bob's definitely ahead here. With Jeff needing some hearts or a six.
Or a six.
Don't show his hand yet. Now he does. Here comes the flop. Catches an ace. Doesn't help. There's a six on the turn.
Oh my.
Wow. Bob made a flush.
Oh, hit the six for two pair and then gets rivered anyway.
Jeff Hume's out.
The four flush.
Fifth place. He caught a bounty too. Alright, so now we're four-handed. And he's blind still at 1,000. 3,000.
Julius has made a couple disciplined folds and has leveled up quite a bit.
Well, it's not too much discipline to fold 7-5 offsuit there.
Not
so
this hand.
He does. Corey in the small blind with 8-3 offsuit. Second worst hand in poker. But it folded around to him. I imagine he's going to defend. Makes the call. Bob looks down at 10-8. Plays check, and we're going to see a flop.
Dominating position.
Ace 4-5. Corey flops a gut shot. Wheel draw.
Oh.
Now he's got a pair of threes. Bets out 6,000.
Easy fold.
Bob throws him away.
That's how you win with 8-3, kids.
That's how you do it. Spike a pair of threes, and your opponent's got nothing.
Easy game.
John looks down at Big Lick. 6-9.
I will never forget that now. Thank you. That's playable here, and he is
King 10 on the button.
easy button.
It's raised 8,000 chips.
Bob will probably not come along for that. Julius might make a stand here. And he does for this.
Goes all in for 5,000, so he's got less. A 14,000 chip pot. And he's in bad shape, drawn to dead to an 8, basically.
He's a two-pair board.
Or running 4 spades.
That's a dagger.
Oof.
Well, the spades are pretty much toast, and the 10 for Corey gives him a pair, so
And that will be it.
that will do it. Yep. Julius needed a runner, did not get it. Corey's going to take Julius out in 4th place.
That's a good run, though. He was low stacked for a while and got all the way to 4th.
$260 for his efforts. And that's going to do it for this episode, folks. We're down to 3-handed. We're going to do that one in our next episode, so tune in again later and see that one. For Mark Wiles, I'm Terry Prince. See you next time.